Hello, welcome and thanks for joining in today. Today I'm going to show you the spices that I have got in my kitchen cupboard. I brought all the spices out and I've laid them in the summer house outside so you can see them a bit more clearly. Light is better over here today. Today I'm going to show you my different spices I have. They look like quite a lot, but most of these spices I use. I have divided them into 3 sections. So these are the spices that I use almost very regularly, almost a weekly basis, if not a daily basis, depending on when I'm cooking. And these are the spices I started cooking with when I first started my journey in cooking. My disclaimer today that I am not a professional cook. I am a man of science, so I look at things as science. And to me, cooking is for relaxation. And after a stressful week, I like to come home on a weekend and do some cooking, which really relaxes me. As I progressed in my cooking, after the basic spices, I started adding these few spices which I've collected over the last maybe year or two since the lockdown. Then in the end, I also have a few bits I put over there which I will strongly recommend to you to keep if you want to, but they're not essentials. So these spices are for beginners and people who are cooking on a regular basis. These spices are for people who want to cook a bit more advanced Southeast Asian dishes. So let me take you through these spices first. So first of all, to tell you that the oil I use for cooking is rapeseed oil. Rapeseed oil is one of the healthiest cooking oil you can get. You can't get it in every country. In the United Kingdom, rapeseed is quite common because it's grown in the spring, so the oil is quite freely available. If I don't find rapeseed oil, then I will get sunflower oil or vegetable oil. So whichever you want to use, it's entirely up to you. I will not use a very strong flavored oil like olive oil for Asian cooking. So first thing I have is obviously salt, and I use low sodium salt. Normal salt will do equally well. I got whole red chilies. These are the long ones, as you can see, but I also keep round ones, and I use them either as a whole, or sometimes I just crush them with my hand, just break them with my hand, or put them into a blender and use them like that. Next spice I have is whole coriander seeds. I got ground coriander as well, and I used to use it quite a lot. However, these days I usually use whole coriander seeds and I put them through a blender to make them into a powder because the smell is much better. I also have green cardamoms, cloves, obviously not just for the heat but also for the flavor, red chili powder, and I usually get the hot variety of it. I never buy extra hot because it's just too hot. If I need more heat into it, then I will just put extra this chili powder. I also got white cumin or zira, black peppercorns, fennel seeds. I use them more now than I ever did before, especially cooking pulao rice, etc. Fennel seeds are essential. Bay leaves. I got tamarind paste, which got a lovely tangy, sweet and sour taste. Paprika powder I keep in my cupboard, however I hardly ever use it. I might use it for nihari. Turmeric powder. Next, cinnamon sticks. I always keep in my fridge ginger paste and garlic paste. I also obviously keep garam masala. Without garam masala, Southeast Asian dishes are never complete. Whole dried long red chilies. I also got round whole chilies as well. You can use one or the other, don't have to have both. Chili flakes, because I don't use chili powder so much now, so I don't use this as much as I used to, and I usually use chili flakes now because I think it gives slightly better taste and texture to my food. So these are the spices I have picked up over the last maybe 18 months since the first lockdown came in March 2020, because I started cooking more Southeast Asian dishes and a bit more advanced dishes which I have not cooked before. So to start off with, if you are a beginner, you don't have to have these spices, just these will suffice. So to take you through these, I have got ajwain seeds. Curry powder, I kept it in these because it is in my cupboard, but I cannot ever remember using it because I make my own curry powder. So I'll put that aside. So I got black zira or black cumin seeds. It's also, and I got javitri or mace flowers because I put them into a blender if I want to crush them. Methi seeds, which are fenugreek seeds. Amchur powder. Amchur powder is made out of dried raw mangoes, so it's very tangy and has got a beautiful taste. I got Kashmiri chili powder. Kashmiri chili powder is less hot than normal chili powder, but it has got a far more fragrant red color as compared to the normal chili powder, so it gives you a lovely color to your curry. Methi leaves, which is again fenugreek leaves, and methi leaves, this is called kusuri methi, and it is a beautiful spice to keep. I also have nutmeg, or jaifal it is called in my language, and a beautiful but a very strong spice to keep. So I use it only in a few dishes. Green aniseeds, they are related to the fennel seeds, so this similar family, and had got a sweetish taste and a very nice fragrance. Dried plums, I always put them in my biryanis. Biryani is not complete without dried plums. Next I have yellow mustard seeds. I got dried pomegranate seeds with lovely tangy taste and goes in so many dishes. Next I've got star anise, again a very strong spice, so I hardly ever use more than a single flower. Black cardamoms, they are absolutely gorgeous. Curry leaves. Now on this side I've kept a few things which I use only occasionally. First thing, which most people call the most expensive spice, or saffron, or stamens of the saffron plant. I bought this from a local Southeast Asian store for £1.79. Now obviously it's not very heavy, so by weight it is quite expensive. They say more expensive than gold. I'm not sure how true that is. However, as a whole, I don't think it is very expensive. So this £1.79 little box will last me 6 months to a year. I use it quite frequently in my curries, and I use it more frequently in my rice dishes, especially if I'm boiling rice to make biryani or plain rice, because it gives it a beautiful golden color and the fragrance is out of this world. I also have hing powder. You can get a paste as well from your online or your Asian store, and this is used in only a few dishes, so if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. Cura water. Cura water is the most fragrant water. It's more fragrant and more eastern as compared to rose water. Some people use rose water as an alternative. However, rose water is quite different than Cura water. Cura water is derived from screw pine tree, and it is an essential part of making korma and also making dishes like biryani, because it gives an authentic flavor to that dish. Black salt powder, I use it now more than I ever did before, and it has got a very sharp taste. So when we were kids, we used to buy pickle from these little carts. They were called churan, and black salt powder was put in it, and I use it for cooking now as well. It's got very tangy taste, very nice sort of a pickly taste in it. Now, two things I've kept here which I use. Number one is pure butter ghee. It is not the healthiest thing to use in your cooking, so if you are into healthy eating, I suggest don't use it. Just use your normal cooking oil. Ghee is an alternative to cooking oil. What I do a half measure. So what I do, I will cook in my cooking oil. So as I said earlier, I'll be using rapeseed oil or sunflower oil, and during my cooking, I will add just a tablespoonful of ghee to give it an authentic flavor. Otherwise, most of my cooking will be in cooking oil. One thing I have invested in, which is not a lot of money to be honest. I got this from Amazon for about 20 odd pounds. It's a spice blender, and I have used this more than I have ever used any other equipment in my kitchen, and it is such a useful thing. I put my whole spices in it and I blend them into a powder, so helps me make my own garam masalas, my own curry powder, and gives far more authentic flavor to my dishes. Remember, all these masalas that we have over here, no matter what it is, the reason it has flavor, it has taste, it has perfume, is because of oils contained in these, and these oils retain these flavors and this aroma for a very long time. Keep them in a sealed dry container in a kitchen cupboard, which is not very hot place to keep, and keep them nice and tight, and they will last you for a very long time. Somebody asked me, how long should we keep them in the cupboard and then throw them away? I've never seen my mom throw away any of the spices, neither do I. I keep them forever. Just don't buy very big packets, because what will happen that after a while you might feel that the aroma is becoming a bit less than it was before. But the taste will not go and they will not go off. Few of my spices, as you can see, are still in plastic bags, but I don't have big enough containers for them, so I've ordered a few online. When they come through, they will all be put into plastic containers. So these are the spices in my spice cupboard. I hope you found this video informative, because if you want to start cooking curries, then you need to have the right spices, not just for curries but for any type of dishes, whether you want to eat Italian or Greek food or Mediterranean food or English food or French food. You need to have the right spices in your cupboard. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you very soon. Take care.